let's get to you're out of the house, because I think that's what 92% of the people listening to this podcast are waiting to hear. Trav, you went out of the house during your mini buy and went to the New York U.S. Open final. How about that?
I did.
Is this your first time going to the U.S. Open?
Yeah, it was my first time. It was my second time going to a tennis match, or at least a professional tennis match as big as this one. I went to one in Indio, California, out there in Palm Springs, to support my guy Jack Sock, now retired and playing pickleball. Guy's pretty saucy on the pickleball court, as well as you would assume a tennis player would be. But yeah, this was nothing like that. This was a completely different world. I looked to my left and my right, and every single time I did it, I saw a familiar face. There were so many fucking people there to see the action, and especially the final game, knowing that an American was in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, baby.
Taylor Fritz, unfortunately, couldn't come away with the win, but it was still fun to see two of the top dogs in the game go at it for a couple hours.
What is a live tennis match like? Like I've never been to that level.
It's very quiet. It's very quiet. And you know us, when it's very quiet, we want to say something. Yeah. And we want to do something. And I'm not a quiet person. I've never been a quiet person. I've always been the kid in the back of the class. Like when it gets quiet, say something smart or say something funny, or at least try and get a rise out of people. So the entire time I wanted to heckle the Italian center, the number one player in the world.
Yeah.
And really try and get in his head to help my guy Fritzy out, and really give him a home court advantage here in America. But I played it cool. I played it respectful, knowing that that's kind of frowned upon. And I'm sure if I started heckling him like the guy did in Happy Gilmore, screaming jackass at Happy, if it would have got to that point, I would have probably got asked to leave really quick.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they don't mess around with that in the gentleman sports.
Yeah, the gentleman sports. Oh yeah, I dressed the part. I acted the part. Yeah. I was very quiet, except for during intermissions when they were playing music. Nice. That was about the only time I was really showing my personality.
Another reason you might have been quiet, I saw multiple people on Twitter, Swifties and Sports Center as well, catching the fact that you are actually watching football.
Well, Jason, when you get something like YouTube TV on Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV, you can watch any game that you want. You can actually watch up to 4 games at once.
Can you do multi-view on your phone? Were you doing multi-view?
Are you kidding me? Yes.
That's
amazing.
Jason, I love this.
It's perfect.
I love it.
It's fucking the first Sunday of the NFL season. You think I was going to miss a 1:00 start? The match started, I think, at 2:00. So these games were right in the second quarter, right at halftime, going into the second half. It was prime time for any NFL fan, and I've always been a fan first, man.
Dude, this is the perfect combination. You have a quiet stadium. You got a quiet stadium at the U.S. Open.
The volume was down.
Just watching two of the best tennis players. Yep. Okay. There's an ace. Nobody's making noise, and I can still hear the announcer down here.
I was watching that Miami's Dolphins game, just waiting for Tyreek Hill to go for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns, knowing what happened earlier in the day. And sure enough, finally in the fourth quarter, I believe, or the third quarter, when I think Jacksonville had just fumbled the ball, and literally the next play, they go up top to Tyreek Hill, and he has this fun touchdown celebration where, you can lock me up all you want, baby.
Well, either way, I had a blast watching you guys at the U.S. Open on Twitter.
Had the old country club look going with the cardigan and button up, and then the hat to match. I was Gucci head to toe, and
suspenders.
And then I had the Magoo mustache. The bucket hat with the mustache is very Magoo-ish, and I was a huge Mr. Magoo fan growing up, man.
Magoo didn't have the bucket hat. He had the bowler hat, didn't he?
Yeah, but it's this
similar look.
It's very. It makes me feel like Magoo.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Mr. Magoo,
and shout out to YouTube TV for
keeping the U.S. Open interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, my guy Taylor had a tough one, man.